Now I will be talking about the wrong impressions which are among the people about the third law of motion. First, we know that two bodies are applying, if one is applying a force onto the other, the second is applying the same force in the opposite direction. But there is no cause effect relation. Okay, this is not a kind of stuff like cause and effect. If A is generating a force on B, that is why the B is generating a same force in the opposite direction. No, it is not due to the effect of the A, that it is not due to the cause of the force A on the body B. That's why the effect of B is happening there, that force generated by the body B is there. No, it is not the effect like cause-effect relation. What is the cause-effect relation? For example, if there is a body here, and it's we are seeing an effect inside it, motion. For example, moving with velocity v. It was first velocity 0, stopped here at rest. Okay, that means it came into the motion because some force is acting onto it. From second law of motion, you are well aware about that. That means there is an effect, but behind that effect there's a cause. That is the force here. But third law of motion is not like that. Among the two bodies, it's not like that. Force generated by body B is because there was a force generated by A onto it. It is not like this caused this effect. Fine. It is not like that. The body A is applying force on B. That is why the B is applying force on body B. No, these are simultaneous effects. These are simultaneous processes. Okay. So I can say these occur simultaneously. Fine. There is no such thing like cause and effect. First there will be a cause and then there will be an action, as in the classical mechanics. First there is a cause and after that there is an action. In the classical mechanics this thing happens, but this is not the case in the third law of motion. These two occur at the same time simultaneously. Keep that in mind. Cause-effect relation does not hold here. Fine. So it is not like that first A applies some force, then in turn B applies back after some time for the reaction of this. So this cause and this action and reaction is not like cause and effect. Cause and effect. No. Okay? This is not like cause and effect. Fine. So it is both of these forces are occurring or exerted on each other simultaneously. Fine. This was one thing which is the wrong impression about the third law. And second thing is that the forces, according to third law, we know that according to third law of motion, we know that force, if there are two bodies A and B, if this applies a force onto this body, if force applied onto this body B is FBA due to the body A, and in turn the force applied onto this body A by body B is represented by FB, and these two are equal. We know from Newton's third law of motion that FAB is equal to that of the force of reaction, that is FBA, but in the opposite direction, that is a negative sign. Fine. But it is not like that. This relation to be written as FAB plus FBA equal to 0. If we put like onto this side equal to 0, it does not say that the force, that the resultant, this means that the resultant force is zero on one single body. on one single one. These are the kind of wrong impressions. This is not the case. This is wrong. We can't say that the total resultant of the total forces on a body is zero. No, it's not like that. It is this bodies. There are from the third law of motion, we have to consider two bodies, body 1 and 2. This applies something force on this. This applies something force on this. Then the combination of both these two come to be zero. It is not like that the force acting onto this resultant of those forces comes to be zero. No, that's not the case. That's a wrong impression from the third law of motion. It is the force which is generated onto this and the force generated onto this by this body onto this. Their sum comes to be zero. We can say that if we combine these two bodies as a whole, and these are inside a system, consider a system like this, in which we have both these two bodies, 1 and 2. Force 1 applied on force 2 applying force on 1, and force 2 is the force applied on body 2 by the body 1. So if we consider two bodies inside one system, then we can say that the resultant of forces, but here in case of this, these are the internal forces. Keep that in mind. For resultant of the internal forces of a system cancel each other, okay? Cancel each other in pairs. Fine. So from third law, this very statement is wrong, but we can say that if we are considering these two bodies the part of a same system, then in that case the resultant of the forces, but here in terms of this system, in the case of this system, this is the internal force. Fine, this is the internal force, and in case of there, we know that these internal forces cancel out each other in pairs. These were few information about the third law of motion. Hope you got it. I will see you in the next.